Hello everyone, welcome once again. So today we are going to talk about very important topic of Playwright, that is Playwright Actions. In the previous videos, we understood how to identify the elements of a web page, and as part of the discussion today, we will understand how to interact with those elements with the help of Playwright Actions. So as we know that Playwright is a UI automation tool, it can interact with different HTML elements like input, checkboxes, radio buttons, drop downs, and it can perform different type of mouse clicks and it can press shortcut keys as well. In order to perform these operations, Playwright provide different methods. In order to input data into text field, there is a fill method. To interact with checkboxes, there are check and uncheck method. For radio button, there is a check method. In order to select some value from drop down, there are three methods: select option with label, and select option with array, where we can select multiple options if the select is of type multi-select. Then we can perform different mouse clicks like left click, also known as click, double click, right click, click with shift, click with control, as well as we can hover over a particular element. Playwright also can interact with frames, alerts, as well as windows. That we'll be talking about later. Now talking about very important feature of Playwright, that is auto weighting, which is making Playwright popular. So whenever we perform any action against any element, before performing that action, Playwright perform a range of actionability checks against that particular element before proceeding for the action, meaning it auto wait for all these relevant checks to pass and only then perform the requested action. We will soon understand what are these relevant checks. If the required checks don't pass within the given timeout, then the action will fail with timeout error, and as a result, test case will fail. These are some of the most widely used actions like check, uncheck, performing a click operation, fill to input the data into a text field, clear to clear a text field, right? So in order to perform a check on a checkbox, it check for the, meaning Playwright check for the visibility, stability, whether the checkbox field is receiving the events or not, whether this is enabled or not. Likewise for uncheck. Similarly for click, it check for visibility, stability, receive events, and enable. Likewise for fill, it check for visibility and whether the element is enabled and whether the element is editable or not. Likewise for clear, right? These are some of the actions that I have taken out, right? But in case you want to check more, what are the relevant checks for the different controls, so you can refer to this particular link. I'll be sharing the same in the description section, right? Let us now talk about the basic operations that we perform on day-to-day basis. So as part of this particular video, we are going to cover these operations: fill operation to input the data into the text field, check and uncheck method to perform operations against checkboxes, different type of mouse clicks like click, double click, right click, click with shift, click with control, and hover method. Then after, we are going to cover how to select a radio button. So without further delay, let me jump on to the discussion. So the sample website that I'm going to consider is this particular website. First of all, let us talk about fill. For that purpose, let me navigate to this particular form authentication. It has few input fields. So let me copy this and go to the test automation framework where I have created actions.spec.ts and I have written a basic test case skeleton. Here the first line that I'm going to write is await page.goto, and I am going to enter the URL where we want to navigate. Then after, we need to locate these elements. So let me inspect this particular page and inspect this particular field. So this is the username field and it has associated label. So we can go with get by label locator strategy. Await page dot get by label. So this is the associated label for this particular input field. Let me provide it here, and then after, let us input data such as frames automation. Then let me enter the data into the password field. For that purpose, let me inspect the password field. This is the password field. Right. So for password field, the label is again password, right? And let me enter a sample password test123, and let us try to clear the username field as well using the clear method. Okay, now let me run this particular test case and see how does it behave. So it should launch the application and should enter username in username field and password in password field, and then after should clear the username field. So you see it entered username, password, and then after it has cleared the username field. This is how we can input the data into a field and how we can clear the data from a field, right? Moving on to the checkboxes. For checkboxes, there is a control on this particular sample website, which is this particular checkboxes. So for checkboxes, I'm going to provide this particular URL now because we need to navigate to this particular location. And let me remove this particular code, which is not required in this case. Now, for example, we want to click on first checkbox and want to uncheck the second checkbox, right? But before that, we need to locate these checkboxes, right? So how we can locate? So for checkboxes, the role is going to be checkbox. So we can go by that approach, right? Await page dot get by role, and the role is going to be checkbox, right? So when you will provide this particular locator strategy, page.get by role, it will locate two checkboxes, but we want to locate first and second one by one. So in order to locate the first checkbox, we can use nth, and if you will provide 0, then we would be able to point to the first checkbox, and then after we can perform a check operation. Likewise, for second checkbox, what we need to do is, let me copy this, and instead of 0th index, we are going to provide 1. So what will happen with this particular operation is, it will check the first checkbox and uncheck the second checkbox, meaning we are going to flip this, right? Let me run this particular test case and let us see the execution. So it has navigated to checkboxes page, right? And it checked checkbox 1 and checked checkbox 2 as well. I think we forgot to do uncheck here. Let me do uncheck, and now let me run it. So test case is running. It will check the first checkbox and uncheck the second checkbox, right? Now we can talk about the click part. So we can perform different type of clicks, right? So if I go to this particular website, right, and let us say we want to perform a click on this particular button, right? So first of all, I'll copy this particular URL and we'll go to the test automation framework and we'll provide this particular URL here, and then after we'll write the code, right? And what do we want is, we want to click on this particular button, right? So I'll inspect this particular page and we'll point to this. So it has text this, so we can go with get by text locator strategy. Await page dot get by text, and let us perform a click. So it will start the execution, it will launch the application, and then it will perform a click on this particular A/B test variation, right? Likewise, for example, you want to perform control click, and when we perform a control click on a link, what will happen is it opens the next tab, right? That is what we are going to simulate now. And how to do so? So within the click, we can provide curly brace, and as soon as you press control space, you can see these operations. So you can choose modifiers, position, timeout, steps, and many other options you can choose. So in order to provide this, we can go with this particular option, that is control, right? Now let me run this particular test case. So you would see it will start the execution, and this time it will perform control click, and we see the tab is opened in new tab, right? Meaning the link is opened in new tab. Likewise, if you want to perform shift click, you can perform shift click, right? And if, for example, you want to perform right click, for that purpose, you'll have to provide the right option, right? Button and right. Let me run it and see how does it work. So you see it has performed the right click, right? This is how you can perform right click. So we can focus on a particular element as well. So for that purpose, what we can do is we can use focus method as well. Let me run it and see that this particular element would be focused. So you see this particular element is focused, right? Likewise, we can hover on a particular element as well. And in order to hover, there is a section on this particular internet UI website. I'll be navigating to that particular website. Hovers, and let me provide it here and comment this particular section. And these are all images. If you will see, these are all images, right? And they have all text. So for images, we can locate the element using get by all text. So await page dot get by all text, right? Let me provide this. And when you will see all these images, all has all text user avatar, right? Meaning when we will use this particular locator strategy, it would be able to locate 3 element, right? But let us say we are interested in the second element. So we are going to provide nth of 1 and then we are going to hover over here, right? Let me run this particular test case and come to the execution. So you would see the mouse hovered on this particular element. That's why it is showing this particular option, right? So this is how we can perform hover. Apart from it, you can perform different clicks, right? So you can take a look at this. If you want to perform normal click that we have discussed, if you want to perform double click, you can go with this. As like Selenium, we don't need to use actions class here. You can perform right click. This is what we discussed. And if you want to perform control click, in our case, we use control. But if you want to make this particular test case safe across both the OS like Windows as well as Mac OS, in that case you can use control or meta. Meta is command. Okay, so in Windows this is control, and in Mac OS this is meta, right? Similarly, if you want to hover, that is what we discussed. If you want to click on element with position, you can go with this particular option. And if you want to force the click, sometimes there is an overlay, and as a result we get the element intercept exception, right? If you want to avoid that, we can perform a force click, right? So within the click, we can provide this particular force true, and we can perform programmatic click as well. Under real, we don't want to perform the click under real conditions, right? So we can go with this particular dispatch event. So we are directly using the HTML element dot click, right? Likewise, if you want to enter the text sequentially. So in this case, if we use this particular press sequentially, it will enter the characters one by one, right? Likewise, if you want to pass the shortcut keys, you can use await page.getByText. And for entering the keys or shortcut keys, you will have to use press. You can pass control plus arrow right if you want to press multiple keys. Likewise, you can use control plus A, control plus shift plus A, right? Whatever you want to perform, right? So this is how you can do. Upload files I'll be covering separately. Focus on element we have covered. Drag and drop I'll be covering separately. Scrolling also I'll be covering separately, right? So this is how we can click on element, right? Now moving on to how to select the radio button. So for that purpose, on Internet UI sample website, there is no radio control. So I'm going to refer to this particular demo KA website, right? And now I'm coming here and going to provide this particular URL. And now let us try to locate this particular element. So you would notice this is the radio button, right? And it has associated label, right? So this particular input field has ID yes radio, and it is having an associated label with this particular for. So in for, we have this particular ID. So the name for this particular element, that is accessibility name for this particular element, is going to be label, right? So what we can go with is get by role. Await page dot get by role. And what is the role? That is radio button, right? Let me provide this. And then after, we need to provide the name, that is accessibility name. In case you find it difficult how to locate accessibility name, you can see it here as well. So the name for this particular element is this particular yes label, right? So we can provide yes here. And in order to select radio button, we need to use check option, right? Okay. So let us try to run the test case and see whether it works fine or not. So you see it is able to select this particular yes button. So this is what I wanted to cover, guys, as part of the discussion today. Thank you for watching. I would request you to please like, share and subscribe. Thank you once again.